Hey everyone, and welcome to another meeting of the Tropical Rum Society. As always, I'm Matt, and as I promised, there's a few surprises today that I got at Christmas. The first of these is this lovely new microphone that I'm speaking to you all with, which is really going to pick up the audio of this video series, so hopefully that's a big improvement already. The second of these surprises is what we're actually talking about today, Tiki Lovers Pineapple Rum. In case you can't tell from the shirts that I wear in these meetings, I'm a big fan of Tiki themed things, plus I love pineapple rum, so very keen to try this one and let you know what it's like. Let's jump straight into it. Tiki Lovers Pineapple Rum is a 45%, so 90 proof ABV drink that comes from Germany of all places. It's a blended dark rum created in 2015 from the founders of the Bitter Truth cocktail bitters. So they've got a bit of a history in the alcoholic world and they've branched out into some rums. I don't really know why some Germans were putting together a very tropical tiki rum in a country that's known for its winter mulled wines, but on paper it looks like it's going to be a pretty good mix. The blend is a mix of aged and unaged Jamaican pot-stilled rums from Hampton Estate and Worthy Park. There's also some 3-year-old Foursquare distillery rum out of Barbados, which was aged in an ex-bourbon barrel. And apparently there's also some younger column still rums from Trinidad and Guyana. That's really quite a big mix of different types of rum, different countries, different ways of making them. So that could come together nicely and build a big, complex, layered flavor, or it could be too many cooks in the kitchen, too much going on, and it just kind of falls flat. We'll see. On the pineapple side of things, apparently this is based on an old Caribbean process of macerating pineapples into a high-proof cane spirit so that it gives a little bit of flavor and I imagine probably takes the sharp edges off it just a little bit. This particular rum apparently uses pineapples sourced from South America at the peak of their ripeness, and then they take this pineapple juice, squeeze some of the water out of it so it's more of a pineapple extract, put that into the rum, allow it to blend in for a few weeks before bottling, and then ship it on out around the world. The look of the label is what really drew me to this rum. Obviously, I like tiki stuff, so that's really gonna just catch my eye immediately. But also, the bright, fun colors and the nice design of it really kind of is eye-catching and playful. You don't have to be someone on the internet reviewing rums in a Hawaiian shirt to be drawn to this label and want to see what the rum tastes like just based on that cool design. Apart from the label, the bottle itself is pretty standard. We just got a screw top enclosure. It's basically the regular shape that you would expect from pretty much any bottle ever. So nothing much to say there. It's really that label that sells it. I reckon let's pop it in a glass, take a quick look at how it is, and then get straight into the nose and the taste. I'm very keen to try this one. This is slightly more difficult than usual because I do have the microphone cable just sitting below me. I'm actually very keen to see what the sound of everything is like when the microphone's here. But anyway, let's pour this in, and you can see immediately, it's a pretty dark color, but we were expecting that from when it was in the bottle, and I wasn't paying attention, so whoops, a little bit too much in there. It's a dark reddish kind of brown, looks a little bit chocolatey almost. It's still very light and like transfers, doesn't really transmit. Anyway, the light goes through it very easily. That's enough of that. Let's get to smelling this. Okay. So I was expecting a lot more pineapple than there is here. It seems like there's a little bit of a fight for the dominant smell in here. I'm definitely kind of picking up a bit of woodiness, a little bit of sweetness. There's the tiniest bit of pineapple in there as well, but there's a lot going on. It's almost overwhelming to smell. It seems to be tickling my nose hairs a little bit, but not through alcohol, which is strange. Because usually when you smell a rum that's a little bit higher proof, you would get that kind of burning, tingling sensation in the nose. This is giving me that, but without the burning sensation. So I don't think it's alcohol doing that. I think it's something else. It doesn't smell like I expected it to. I was definitely anticipating a lot bolder of a pineapple flavor. That being said, maybe the pineapple flavor is going to come out in the taste. Let's have a sip and find out. It's not really there either. One of the first sensations that I notice when you take a sip is it's almost like a honey syrup kind of consistency. What I was going into this expecting was that it was going to be really bold on the pineapple and that would bring in a really sweet, fruity kind of flavor. Not getting very much of that. It's sweet, but not in an overpowering way, and that kind of gets balanced out and kind of undercut by the alcohol as well. Even though you're getting sweetness in there, it doesn't feel sweet. If anything, the sweetness is kind of like a honey almost, like a honey mixed with maybe like a dark chocolate that brings in a little bit more of a bitterness. Definitely not sweet as in pineapple. There's really not too much pineapple going on in this at all. I'm a little bit downhearted. The color of this matches up pretty well with the intensity of these flavors. It's definitely dark and heavy and full of different flavors. That dark color really accentuates that it's going to be very bold and very deep. There's a slight amount of a spicy warmth to this as well. It's kind of leaving my mouth buzzing a little bit, so that's quite a pleasant feeling. There's a strong influence from that Barbados rum as well. It's really kind of bringing in those vanilla notes and a little bit of oakiness to it. It does a good job of gradually growing a flavor, but then kind of drops off sharply at the end. So the first sip you have, things start to evolve and it grows and it rises and it crescendos, but then all of a sudden it's gone. There's not too much after that peak. There's no tailing end. So final thoughts. Overall, a little bit disappointed in this. Not because it's a bad rum, but because it's not a pineapple rum. For something that has the word pineapple so boldly across the front, I was expecting it to have a lot more of that and that to be the standout flavor in here. If you had given me this and not told me what it was and just said, here's a rum, drink it, I would quite enjoy this. It's not bad at all. It's very enjoyable, it's warming, it's got a lot of complexity to it, probably because they've mixed in like half the Caribbean into this. But overall, it's just kind of left me hanging. Like, I was expecting a pineapple rum, not just a dark blended rum. I think what I'll end up doing with this, rather than sipping on it, is using it more to create some cocktails. I think if you were to put this into a pineapple sour, or really anything that's kind of got some pineapple juice in it, it'll bring in the pineapple elements that are missing from this. If I had to summarize this all down into one sentence, that sentence would be, not how I thought it would taste. I think that's going to do it for the Tiki Lovers Pineapple Rum. So thanks for joining me for another meeting. I'm really looking forward to 2022. I've obviously got the mic now. I've got a few different rums that I got at Christmas. So there's big things coming ahead. One of the next things I'm going to be doing is trying to figure out some editing programs that aren't just iMovie on my Mac. So hopefully that'll bring a little bit more cut and polish to the editing of these videos and just up the production quality just a little bit. I've still got some rum here, so cheers to another year of the Tropical Rum Society, and I will see you in the next meeting.